get right to it. Eddie Johnson played 17 years in the NBA. He's been the Phoenix Suns color analyst since 2003. He's the co-host of the NBA show on Sirius XM NBA Radio. And I remember him at Illinois, for goodness sakes. He was a prelude.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, it came before.
You got a real good memory.
Yeah, you were in the generation before Kenny the Snake Norman and Ephraim Winters, Bruce Douglas, Dougie Altenberger. All right, let's move on.
You big time Illini guy. so you must be disappointed like I am every year.
Well, I gave up on him after the '86 season.
Yeah. Hey, guys, so I want you all to know what I'm doing right now while you're interviewing me.
Tell us.
Obviously, a very special. I'm actually getting a pedicure while I'm talking to you on the show.
Nice.
Boy, there you go.
Nice. Let me ask you another non-related. Andy, what's your handicap, by the way?
My handicap right now is a 9.8.
Okay.
Wow.
Pretty good. All right. Chris Paul's a Golden State Warrior. You've seen him a lot in the past few years. How much does he have left, Eddie?
First and foremost, I love Chris Paul. I got a chance. I knew him before he came to the Suns, but he and I had a lot of conversations when he was with the Suns. First and foremost, he'll be able to do anything he wants to do when he is done, whether it's coach, whether it's be a GM. Just a tremendous brain for the game, very unselfish. You all know that. You watched him. Chris has a lot left for a 38-year-old. I mean, let's just put it where it is. Like, we have to give him credit for being able to persevere as long as he has in this league. In a time when guys wish they could get 10 to 12 years in, he's trying to play till he's 40 years old. Says a lot about his determination, his desire, and his love for the game. A lot of young guys right now, I can guarantee you, i.e. maybe Kawhi Leonard, guys like that, they won't play past 13 years, 14 years, right, because I don't know if their love for the game is at a high level. So you're getting a guy in Chris Paul that loves the game. He's a student of the game, tremendous teammate. And he'll win games for you. Now, I'm kind of curious how he's going to fit because you all play a faster pace, and he's more of a controlled player right now. But from a basketball standpoint, without a doubt, he's going to make an impact on your team.
Eddie, you've been in NBA locker rooms. I'm on record as saying the Warriors didn't discipline Draymond. It bothered me. I felt bad for Poole. I got more of a love-hate relationship with Jordan Poole, his ability to come downhill. Eddie, you've seen it, shoot from 30 foot. I know he wasn't perfect last year, but I hear what you're saying about Chris Paul. I just don't like you can't count on him. But are you at all shocked that Jordan Poole is no longer with the Warriors? Eddie, I am.
Yeah, I'm shocked too. I am. You invest that much money in a young player that pretty much plays a lot like Steph does, a generic Steph. That tells you a lot about his ability to watch Steph, improve his game, and want to be better. I like him. Matter of fact, you know what's going to drive you all crazy this year? And it doesn't mean it's going to turn into wins, obviously, but he'll probably be top 3 in the league in scoring.
No doubt.
We already talked. I don't know why I'm laughing, man.
Without a doubt he will. And I think that's what you're going to miss because you're going to see it. You're going to see this kid have 50-point games. You're going to see this kid put up some crazy numbers, without a doubt. And you're going to kind of miss it, right? But it doesn't lead to a championship. And I think that's why they did the deal, because they don't want to waste the years that they have left on Steph and Klay. And they want to make sure they maximize those opportunities. And so that's why they do the deal. And so give the Warriors credit. They know what their allegiance is to. Steph has given them such tremendous joy, he and Klay and Draymond, that you probably want to ride with them and see if they can continue to get it done.
Eddie Johnson joining us on 95.7 The Game, 17-year NBA veteran, Phoenix Suns color analyst for 20 years, and he's a co-host of the NBA show on Sirius XM NBA Radio. Who's gonna kind of fill in for? Who's gonna take Chris Paul's place down in Phoenix?
Well, I mean, obviously, you all saw Devin Booker go to point guard when Chris got hurt, and saw how well he can play point guard. I like it and I don't like it. I don't want him to exhaust himself having all those responsibilities in regards to running the team, but he's capable of doing it. He averaged 7 points, averaged about 35 points and seven assists. So he's more than capable of doing it. I think the Suns are obviously going to continue to look for a guard. They're going to look for somebody that maybe they can get, and they'll have an opportunity, maybe through free agency, maybe through another trade or what have you. So I don't think it's all said and done. It's unlike how it was picking up KD mid-season when you don't have much opportunity to add to your team. They got 4.5 months now to add to Bradley Beal, KD, and Devin Booker triple threat, and to see if they can find somebody they can really fit in.
Man, Eddie, I got a million questions. I know I can only ask you one, so I'll throw this to you. I know what Draymond Green has meant, and I deal with it every day, but I do say and scoff to some people that say Steph, would be missing something without Dre. Okay, I get that, but the chef is going to chef with or without Dre. With that said, Eddie, from your vantage point, does Klay and his contract status concern you more than Draymond and his contract, which I think that just got solidified with this move? Which one, would you be concerned with more, Klay or Dre?
Draymond. But look, Klay will be able to score 20. I don't care if he's on one leg. Okay, he's gonna always be able to make an impact. His leadership, his demeanor, his drive, all those things. Klay can play till he's 40 years old, even on bad wheels. It doesn't matter because if he gets open, you can't leave him. He's a threat on the court, and I thought he really improved himself as the year went along. It's been a tough road back to him. And to me, it seemed like that he was starting to get it back. So it would be Draymond, and more so because once Draymond loses his ability to beat bigger people off the dribble, get past people, then it's really not much left. Like, he's not a scorer. He's not a guy that can make an open jumper. Sometimes his leadership becomes a little volatile. So if that goes south even more, that's a hindrance. But he's one of the best facilitators within that offense that you could ever find. And I think that's where his advantage is right now, to stay there. But I was disappointed with the Jordan Poole situation. I'm going to tell you right now, and I would probably think in a weird way Draymond would agree with this. If he had hit me like he hit Jordan Poole, I guarantee they would have had to trade me immediately.
No doubt, Eddie.
I would have waited till he sat down, and I would, because if I can't beat him, like face mano, I would wait till he sat down, and I would get a chair and I'd whack it right across his damn head.
Wow, Eddie, I believe you. I believe you.
It is no way like I would have let him get away with it.
That's real talk, man.
And that's growing up in Chicago talk.
Damn.
And if I didn't do it, my brothers would have called a plane there, and they would have done it.
Wow.
Because that punch that he threw at him was meant to harm him. And I love Draymond as a player. I love what he does with his podcast. I love his demeanor. I would have loved to have played with Draymond. I think he's just that good for a basketball team. I would love to have Draymond on the Suns. Okay. But me being the guy that I was, oh yeah, you gonna get yours back. And so with Jordan Poole, I think he's just never gotten over it. I know he unfollowed him on Twitter, and I just know it's still some problems there. And so hopefully he and Draymond can make it up one of these years. I just don't know if they could.
Eddie Johnson joining us on 95.7 The Game, 17-year NBA veteran. Let me ask you about that, Eddie. You played till you were 39 years old. And the Warriors have some guys getting up there, Steph, Klay, and Draymond, obviously. I'm looking at kind of the end years of your career, and when you were 37, you played 25 minutes a game. Then it went down to 19, and then your last year you only played 3 games. But what I want to get at is what happens to a player late in his career? What should we kind of be looking for with the veteran core here in Golden State to kind of start happening, because it always happens?
Yeah, a few things happen, guys. And I think it happens just in life, and not just being an athlete. The first thing happens is depression kind of sets in. When you know you're at the end, and you know you can't do things, and they're looking at you differently than they once did. You're not allowed to do the things on the court that you were allowed to do in the past. You weren't allowed to get away with mistakes and still stay in the game. The way they view you in contract situations, all those things start to change as you get older, and depression sets in. And it's how you manage that depression. I'm not going to lie to you all. End of my career, I suffered through depression at the end of my career because I had a hard time adjusting. I had to go to Europe for 1 year just to get away from it. And I came back and played 4 more years. Right. It's the best thing that I ever could do. And so that's the first thing. The second thing is you got to come to the realization that you just can't move like you used to. Like, you don't have the speed and quickness anymore like you used to. You can't get past guys like you used to. You can't jump higher like you used to. And so because of that, your minutes are going to go down. The perception of you and the challenges and the job description is going to change. And so those are the things that happen. And then finally, you just realize, oh, man, I just can't do this anymore. And for me, it was when I was in Houston, Charles Barkley threw me a cross-court pass. And back in my day, I'd go up and grab that thing and go to work. My whole body just froze.
Oh, my goodness.
He threw it, and I could not move. The signal from my brain down to my legs wouldn't allow me to move.
Oh, man.
And I walked back to the bench, and Charles looked at me, and you can imagine how Charles looked at me in quizzical, like, what happened? I said, Charles, I saw the ball, but I just couldn't move. And he just started laughing. And I said, you'll be there too, one of these days. Right. And so and you all will see that. You'll see Steph and you'll see Klay start to, they'll do things and you're like, dang, man, that was weird. And I think it's up to them to see if they can, adjust to it and admit it. It's going to be a hard pill to swallow, I'll tell you that.
Eddie, my name's Daryl Johnson. I'm going to ask Eddie Johnson, are the Warriors better or not with this before this trade? Because, Eddie, I'm going to tell you what what third person thinks. I think hell no.
Well, I'll put it this way. If Chris Paul's healthy, they're better, man. Like, you know why? We just talked about getting older, right? Steph can't keep running like he does.
It's incredible.
We see Klay doesn't run like he does. So now what do you need? You need a half-court set offense, and you need some guys to go get them open below the free throw line. And then you got a guy that has to make the great decisions in doing that. So, yeah, two-man game action. Let's put Chris Paul to two-man game action and just tell Steph and Klay to just spot up, put Wiggins in it, put Looney in it, whoever else you got. Put my kid you just got from Indiana, who I think y'all got to steal.
Davis.
And Jackson Davis.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, you got to steal. You put him in it, you got to help out at the rim, and you got them shooters spotting up, and they're getting rest while they're still knocking down shots. That's the beauty of Chris Paul. Okay, I'm giving you all too much damn information because we're going to have to deal with it. But I'm just telling you, that's the beauty of Chris Paul. He'll run your offense and get it set, man, when you don't have that fast break, quick three. Nobody's better in the league at him at doing that.
Look at you praising a Hoosier. Dang.
Well, Mike Woodson's one of my best friends in the world, so he's the head coach for the Panthers.
That makes sense. That's
the only reason. That's the only. But, yeah, I got a good one in Jackson Davis, man. I was ticked off.
Eddie,
I was hoping he didn't get drafted so we can sign him on the two-way.
Right.
Eddie, I got to ask you this, two things before we let you go. I know you're getting your feet and your nails did. Listen, I love black coaches because I know they don't get the second and third chances. So I'm still shocked at what happened with you all against Dallas Game 7. I'll never forget where I was watching how that played out. I'm happy for Monty in Detroit and all that money he got. But let me ask you, what happened in Phoenix to where he's not there? What happened?
I think of it. Man, look, I had like 12 coaches, man, and they weren't all bad. It's just like sometimes, man, like I tell people all the time, and Monty and I had this conversation, and he knows this. You're hired to be fired in this league. It's a rarity, man, that a coach stays in a certain place his whole coaching career. Now, granted, Steve Kerr, he's been blessed so far. But at times, we've heard little snippets of, maybe the voices getting old in the locker room. We've heard that. Greg Popovich, those are the anomalies, man. coaches are hired to be fired because the new player, the new generation, man, they can't take criticism. They just, the way they think is just totally different. And I think sometimes it's good for a change. And that's all it was with Monty. It had nothing to do with Monty as a person. He's one of the greatest human beings you ever want to meet. It's just more so I just thought time had come in regards to, was he reaching these guys at a high level that can get them a championship? And you know what? Good for Monty. I mean, get fired and you go make triple your salary.
Hey, I get it.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie, thank you so much, man. You're really generous with your time and great info.
You got me at the right time. I'm getting my feet done.
Hey, Eddie, are you a big tipper? My partner gets on me about my lack of tipping, so I'm getting better. I'm sure you're a great tipper.
I tip everybody.
Okay.
Anybody that does service work, they get a tip.
I love it.
No, and if I see somebody that don't do it, I'll say something.
Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you'd be saying something to my partner a lot. Eddie, have a great time, man, and we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks again.
All right, guys. Take care.
Eddie Johnson.